It's raining like a goddamn bastard out there.
Hey everybody, Captain Hooch here, and it is, well, was raining like a bastard outside. Still drizzling a bit, and I'm about to go piss in a cup. Let's go. Alright, so some of you might be wondering why I've got to go piss in a cup. Well, there's a perfectly good reason for that. I've got to go piss in a cup because I did have a job, and then I didn't. I got laid off. Nothing I can really do about that, nothing my fault. It's just, we were contracted employees, and somebody else bought the contract, so I had to change to the new company. Also, pardon if the camera's a little bit shaky, I've got a makeshift mount for this, and whew, it's doing the best it can. But, anyway, they had us pee in a cup for the job, and then it turns out they had us pee in a cup, but the standards of which we peed in the cup were different standards than the one for the state I live in. They use standards for a different state, because they're an out-of-state company, I think. But, or are they in it's like, I don't even know, really. I think they're from, like, a couple states over or something, and they just moved into the area. So, we've got to go pee in the cup again to make sure it's legal for us to do this profession in the state that I live in. Yay! So, I've got a nice drive through the mountains ahead of me, a couple bottles of water, and I'm hoping the car doesn't fuck up because I've got a service engine soon light on, and I had that checked, and it's not the gas cap. I gotta go get that fixed in the morning. And it's probably gonna cost me to miss a day or two of work, because, you know, with luck I might get it back, but if not, I lose 8 hours off my paycheck. So another thing that sucks is that it's gonna be hard to keep the videos coming regularly, because with this new job, with the old version of my job, I was working 3 shifts a week, sometimes 4, and getting on average 10 to 12 hours a shift. I got my full time in like no time whatsoever. This new version of my job, they're having us work 8 5-hour shifts like a regular jack-off. And while I'm not exactly a huge fan of it, what can you do? Not really a lot of options where I live out in the middle of nowhere. So for now, fuck it, let's enjoy the drive. It's very pretty out here, even if it is a bit wet right now. Okay, guys, we're back to the face cam. Hope you enjoyed some footage of the mountains where I live. It's very pretty out here, but there is just a whole lot of nothing. Speaking of nothing, about to have nothing on our speed. We got a red light. Well, not a lot going on around me to talk about. Oh, we got some people in that truck beside me thinking, who's this weirdo talking to himself? Well, they don't get to think much longer. It's time to move! But yeah, you know, we gotta go down here and piss in this cup, and it blows my damn mind that the compliance people who are supposed to know the laws for drug testing for a job thought that, you know, it was the same in every state, or I don't know, but apparently they did the drug test for, like, Kentucky or some shit, and now we gotta go do one for my state, which is not Kentucky. I don't even know. Whatever, things happen. But, yeah. Looks like we're here. So let's just kick on the old turn signal. Apply the brakes gently. And turn on in. I'll catch up with you guys after I've taken care of business. Well, guys, that went pretty well. All done. Didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would. Turns out where some of their people don't have certain certifications, they didn't realize that those of us who do have certain certifications needed a different sort of pee in a cup test than the one they gave us. Still not quite sure how that got messed up, but whatever. Oh well, all you can do is laugh about it. Shit happens, wear a helmet, I say. So, what all's been going on with me lately? As you know, new job, I did mention that, and I did mention that my shift has now gone from having 3 to 4 days off a week to having 1 or 2 off a week. While I am working less hours per day, and this does give me more time to dick around and do my own thing in the afternoons or mornings before work, then, you know, that's not so bad. I have time to actually make videos on work days, which is actually pretty good, but I still kind of miss just getting my work week over with. It's going to be a rough adjustment going back to the old 9 to 5, although those aren't my actual hours. I'm actually an overnight guy. I'll be doing a lot of going to bed with the sun and waking up with the moon. But that's how I've been for the past 2 years. It's actually kind of weird to be awake at this hour, really. So, in other news, I'm trying to get a schedule on the videos going about Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You might have noticed that some of the videos last week, I think I had 1 or 2 of them, they were a bit later in the day than I usually post. Because I was posting as soon as it kicked over to the next day at midnight Eastern Time. And I decided to give a try out of doing the videos later in the day around noon. You know, because I figure around noon, I notice that's when a lot of other YouTubers are posting, and I figure around noon, there's going to be more people in more countries awake. So, that way my videos might be a little higher up on the pages for my subscribers when they check on those days. So I'm just, you know, just testing the waters here, trying to figure out when the best time is to put a video out. Aside from that, it's just trying to find a schedule that I can stick with that also still allows me time to work, time to, you know, handle my social life, and just have me time where I'm not glued to my chair in a movie studio editing together footage and doing the voices and all that good stuff. But, you know, I enjoy it nonetheless, and I'd really like to make a career out of it, but currently, at last time I checked, 569 subscribers. We're getting there. It's a slow process, but guys, I'd like to add a couple more zeros to that number. So, hey, if you guys like me, you know, spread the word. Tell him Captain Hooch, he's alright. And maybe, with enough people saying, hey, that Captain Hooch guy, he's alright, maybe, just maybe, old Captain Hooch here can quit his day job and devote his time to making content for you guys. And while, yeah, it is actually more work than my day job, or night job more correctly, I like it a lot more. I really could see myself making a living out of it. And I'd like to do that. I think it would be very nice. It's a dream, you know? And it sure as hell would beat doing anything else around here where I live, because it's a small town. There's not really a whole lot of jobs going on, and pretty much around here, if it pays more than minimum wage, you're a damn fool not to take it. And man wasn't meant to live like that, you know? But that's the way man has to live, and some of us, we try to find other ways out, and that may include moving, that may include college. For me, it's YouTube, and I hope to get somewhere with it. Now, it looks like my service engine light went off. That's a good thing. It'll pop back any minute now, though. It's got a low RPM going on, and I need to get probably some new spark plugs, get the whole air intake cleaned out, and I'm a damn idiot when it comes to cars, so I'm just regurgitating what Google told me. So I got a guy that's going to take care of that for me, hopefully tomorrow, but it might cost me to miss a day of work. Whatever, though. I swear, when I hear somebody talk to me about cars, it's like, I got a problem with a car. I call one of my buddies over who's a mechanic, and I go, hey, there's Snake. We call him Snake. Not quite sure why. So I say, hey, Snake, my car is doing blah, and he goes, oh, well, it sounds like you've got a problem with the woozle waddle weedle doo and I look at him and go, okay, Snake, I don't speak mechanic. Can you say that in English? And he goes, oh, yeah, I get you, buddy. You've got to take your weeble watsa booba and put it in the jiggle dooba doob and then pull out the hoover watsa, reconnect to the deagle dob, and then, take a 10mm blobber doob wrench and then do a jiggle dob with the poopa doob and, slap that boom back all together, and then you got a dinga doob, and then, ding go boom, shoom, bing, yang, shoom, shoom. Right, well, you know what, Snake? I didn't understand a word of that. I'm just going to go get a guy to fix it for me. That's generally how it goes. Usually Snake's the guy to get to fix it for me, but he's been very busy with stuff, so gotta go to a proper garage. Not exactly happy about that, but I've got a guy that a couple of good friends of mine have strongly recommended, and we'll get the old gal over there soon. It's been a while since old Mudwagon here has been in a garage, and since this is probably my first car vlog, I might want to explain to you why this old girl here is named Mudwagon. Mudwagon is an 06 Mitsubishi Endeavor. That's all-wheel drive, 6-cylinder, automatic, because I can't drive stick to save my life. And it got the name because a couple years ago when I got her, I was working on top of a mountain. And the road going up that mountain wasn't really a proper road. You see, that road was basically about a foot of mud if it got wet. And it was rocky and bumpy and wet and nasty and slick as shit. So, me and the old Mitsubishi here, we tackled that thing like a fucking boss. I just couldn't get this gal to stop. That mud tried its best. We'd be driving up a mountain sideways at 15, 20 miles an hour, and that was scary as hell, but we got there in time. So, I named her Mudwagon, because the Mudwagon don't fuck around when it comes to mud. Now I have a paved road all the way to where I work, which is a bonus, although I do kind of miss being out in the middle of the boonies. I mean, sure, there's no cell phone, no internet, but, and there wasn't running water, so I had to piss outside. Now I get jobs where I get to go to a nice, clean building and piss in a cup. But that aside, I do kind of miss being outside, having some peace and quiet, some nature, working by myself, but things change, I guess, we'll see what the future holds for old Captain Ooch when it comes to the making money thing. It's not an easy thing to do these days. So, some of you may have noticed this going on right here. Well, one good thing about the new job that I have is that this new job does not require me to shave. And, while it is a bit thin right here, whatever. I haven't had a beard in like 3 years. I want a beard. So we're going to try and see if I can get me a halfway decent looking one going on. So stay tuned for that. Although with this place I do have to keep it neatly trimmed. I can't go around having some Duck Dynasty bird's nest attached to my face. But you know what? I don't want a Duck Dynasty bird's nest. God, that'd be so itchy and hard to clean, and fuck, that would just be a disaster, really. I mean, could you imagine me with a big old Phil Robertson beard? Fucking hell.